Hello everybody, this is Sébastien from Un Cupcake l'addition and I am back for the second episode of Un Cupcake, le web show. Remember how we made Jessica the hermit crab last time? She was oh so in love, but we didn't know who with. Well, let me introduce you to Sly the sea snail. Let's just say her parents are not really happy, but that won't stop us. We're going to learn how to make it. Let's get started! So these are the edibles you will need for this cupcake project. 80 grams of white gum paste, from which I will prepare 50 grams of light blue, 10 grams of blue using this baby blue gel color, 10 grams of gray mixing white with a little bit of black. I will keep 10 grams white and I will need a little black gum paste. I buy this already colored because it's hard to obtain very dark colors using gel color. And if you do, you probably exceed the legal rates of food coloring, at least in France. White icing color, silver edible paint, but you can also use silver dust mixed with alcohol, cornstarch, a black food paint, a spaghetti, and a mini iced cupcake with a cute liner of your choice. And now let's have a look to the tools we need. A non-stick workboard, a little parchment paper, a small rolling pin, a pearl silicone mold, a piece of styrofoam or a little dummy, toothpicks, a 2.5 cm styrofoam ball that we will cut in 4, a fine brush and a dusting brush, both food safe of course. We will need star plunger cutters in 3 sizes. We will need round cutters, this is 2.5 and 3 centimeters. Piping tip number 3, ball tools, a Dresden tool, a Fimo blade, not compulsory but I like to have an X-Acto knife at hand, a water pen or food safe brush and a little water, and a rubber shaper. And now some optional but very handy and even life-saving tools I'm using in this video. Plastic wrap, a very useful precision scale, a foam pad, and a paint palette. So I'm going to begin as usual with my mold, my pearl mold. I am going to take a little cornstarch, okay, and I'm going to dust the cavities I want to use for my eyeballs. So I'm going to use the cavities 4 and 5 of my modeling, but I'm going to use 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and I'm going to dust very well these cavities because I don't want the base to stick, and I'm going to brush off the excess. There it is, they are well dusted. Okay. So I knead always properly my gum paste, like so. I want from the beginning very nice balls, because if you have cracks or stuff it will show, so always knead very well your paste, and don't put inside a mold something that is not perfect. You want your modelings to look perfect, so put perfect balls inside. I've chosen to make Sly will be blue, so I'm going to put 1 ball of blue here, and I am going to make a second ball of blue. Not there, there. I'm going to press my paste inside. Be careful, because sometimes the paste stays stuck to your ball tool. It's not a big problem, but it's a bit annoying. And I'm going to come with my blade. This is a Fimo blade, and I'm going to go here and cut the excess of paste, okay? I'm going to push again my eyeballs inside, okay? I'm going to do the same here, and there we go. I think now we can unmold and see the magic happen. If I want to unmold, the white ones have unmolded quite easily. The blue ones too. If I hadn't used any cornstarch, it would have been a little more difficult. So now I'm going to use the ball tool because I want my eyes to be a little like sleepy, and I'm going to choose the nicest edge of my two white spheres, and I'm going to push here right on the edge. Okay, this is where I'm going to put the pupil of my character. I'm going to do the same here, choosing the nicest side. I'm going to push here, and this is where I am going to put the pupil. Okay, I've got two little balls of black gum paste, and I am going to push this here in the hole that I made, right on the brim, like so, right there. Okay, and I'm going to reconstitute my whole eyeball. I'm going to put a little bit of water, and I am going to press my eyeball. If I see that it is not very round, I can give it a round with my fingers, with my the palm of my hands, and I can store them right where I have made them. I'm going to stick them together. Okay. And we have two eyes here, right here, looking at us. Okay, so I'm going to take a little white icing coloring. I'm going to put it here. I don't need much. You'll see I've even far too much. I'm going to dip it inside, clean it a little, and I want a very small point of white, and I am going to have a second very small point of white. I am going to make the antennas of my snail. I don't know if you call it antennas, but the eyes will be mounted on kind of antennas, and we want to make this part. You can make it out of flower wire or anything else. I like to make it edible, so I'm going to use spaghetti, and I'm going to cut two pieces of a little more than 2 centimeters. Okay, a bit more than 2 centimeters. I'm going to take again a little blue gum paste. I'm going to take two balls again. I want the balls to be nice and round, and I'm going to press my spaghetti inside. Okay, I want it to go all the way through, like so. Okay, why? Because now I am going to roll it a little, and I want to coat with a quite thin layer of gum paste my spaghetti, and you will see that all the excess is going to be pushed on the sides. When you have here a little excess, you can cut it, okay, and you will go again . And this, you would keep it apart and allow it to harden completely. So now we're back here. We allowed the eyeballs to dry a little. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take a little gum paste, black gum paste, and I'm going to make a very, very, very thin sausage with pointy ends of black gum paste. I'm going to leave it here. I'm going to press a little water. I'm going to do it on the second one too, because we're going to do it in a minute. I can take my finger, but I also can use my crazy tool and press here. And here is my first lash. I really don't did much. Again, I roll. I think this is the correct size I want. So there it is. There it is. We have our two eyeballs. We have our antennas ready. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm going to store this. I would leave it, if you can, overnight. And now our eyeballs are ready. Let's watch a quick commercial.
Hi, this is Akira from Bake It Yourself, also known as DIY London, your one-stop cake supply store and studio located in the heart of Colombo, Sri Lanka. We cater to bakers of all different levels. You can simply be a budding home baker or a world-renowned sugar artist. We've got you covered. We offer a range of high-quality ingredients and products from international distributors as well as local brands in Sri Lanka. DIY Studio is one of a kind. We offer a fully equipped studio with all amenities. We are the pioneers of hosting international artists. We have also hosted demos and workshops with local and international artists. We warmly welcome more artists to teach us the up and trending methods of sugarcraft. Drop into DIY Lanka to experience a truly magical world of a baker's heaven. Thank you.
So now we are going to want to make Sly the snail's body. We want a slug shape, okay? We want it very flat on the bottom. We want it rounded on the top, and we want it to fold there to make a head. So first things first, I need to make a support so that I can allow my modeling to dry. I will need a piece of styrofoam. I am going to put on the piece of styrofoam a piece of parchment paper. I will take a toothpick, place it vertically on the styrofoam, and then I will take a bowl of 2.5 centimeters, a styrofoam bowl, okay, 2.5 centimeters. I've cut it in 4, so I've got a quarter here, and I'm going to prick it here so that I can have a nice shape to leave my modeling leaning on it. So now I want to take a piece of 30 grams of blue gum paste. Okay, I've got a little more than 30 grams. I want to knead it very, very well. Okay, because if I don't knead it properly, this is a piece I'm going to work quite a long time on, and I don't want any cracks or any wrinkles to appear on it. So that's why it needs to be very properly kneaded from the beginning. Once I have kneaded well my gum paste, I am going to make a very, 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 very nice ball. I want it to be really smooth. Any crack on my ball will show on my modeling, so it needs to be really smooth like so. Now I'm going to make a teardrop shape or a big carrot, pretty elongated. Okay, like so. I'm getting to it, and once I have this carrot, Okay, I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to roll it here to make like a thinner neck. Okay, so that's the shape I want. I'm going to press down all the sides against the work surface. Okay, I want the bottom to be really flat. There it is. Once I have pressed, I've got flat bottom, and now with my fingers I'm going to press here all around. I want the edges to be very thin. I'm going to get back here and make it smooth again. Okay, and now we have our shape. Now I need to get a ball tool, because all the head part and part of the neck up down there needs to be, for the head, pretty hollow. So I'm going to place the head in the palm of my hand and press my ball tool. Okay, like so. And once I have pressed my ball tool, I'm going to use the shape of the ball tool and I'm going to press down the part that will be my head. Okay, and now with the ball tool I'm going to go down and press all the part that will be the neck to make it also hollow. Not too much, because we want it to be a little thick to be able to support the weight of the head. Okay, I don't need to go all the way down because the other part will be facing facing down. And now I'm going to take the support I have made earlier. I am going to place the head on it in the position I want, like so. And I'm going to place the body more or less the way I want. I want the head to turn up. I want the head to turn a little like this. I want the shape here. This is really up to you. On the neck, I am going to press a little here to make it a little thinner. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press with a ball tool, a smaller ball tool. I'm going to press a little here on the sides. I can smooth a little what I've done, and with an even smaller ball tool, okay, this one, I am going to go underneath and I'm going to lift in some places. I want it to look as if his body was a little moving. And now I've got slice body ready, and I'm going to allow it to dry quite a long time. I would like to allow it to dry at least 24 hours overnight. And we are back for the fun part of this project, because we are going to go from this to this. Okay, so we have all the features, all the funny stuff to make to our character. First, I'm going to use always a piece of parchment paper to place my modeling on, so that I don't stain it and I can move it around without making too much effort on it. If you feel that your head is not strong enough, I would recommend to go for a toothpick and very cautiously enter where it won't be seen, and rolling it, you insert it inside the head. Be very careful, because you don't want it to show neither on the back neither inside, so you go very slow. Okay, go very slow and you check where it is going to come out. I can picture it a little here, so I'm going to stop and I cut the excess. Okay, so that our head won't move anymore. It will be very strong and it won't move. So now the first part, we are going to place the eyes and the antennas we made the other day. So I'm going to take a ball tool. I'm going to take the antennas I made, okay? And I'm going to take the eyes we made, okay? We want a ball tool more or less the size a little bigger than the antennas. And we are going to go here on top of the head. I'm going to press to keep it with my finger so that it doesn't break. And I'm going to press here, more or less here, which is where I want the first antenna to go. And I'm going to make the second one here, the second hole here. Very gently, I don't want to break anything. You see that I'm pushing with my finger on the other side so that it doesn't break, so that it's right in the middle, pretty close to each other. I've got my two holes, okay? I'm going to repeat this operation right under my eyeball, here. And here I have to be a little more gentle. I don't want to press down too much. Okay, one. And for the second one, again, right underneath. So this is why it was important to allow our eyes to dry. I am going to take a little water that I'm going to place to put inside the holes, inside the 4 holes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, and I'm going to press inside my antennas. I want them to go a little deeper than the hole that I've made, because I want it to be very strong. Okay, so here they are. I've got my 2 eyes. I'm going to place the big one on the left side, and I'm going to do the same here. I'm going to press here in the hole. I still push with my finger underneath the mouth because I don't want to break anything. I'm doing it with the second one. I'm pressing. I'm going to place my finger and I'm pressing. Okay, like this also I can feel if I'm going through. Okay, I want the eyes, they are not the same size, but I want them to be like a line. I want them to be aligned, not one upper than the other. And just to secure them very well, I'm going to take a little water here in the middle. I'm going to put here in the middle. Okay, and I am going to press my eyes together. Okay, and here they are in the position that I want. And before we go on with the fun part of our project, let's watch a quick commercial.
Every house needs a strong foundation. I've teamed up with my former college tutor, Cecilia Young, to bring you over 25 years worth of knowledge and experience packed into this fantastic programme. Within these 8 individually assessed modules, we've covered the fundamental building blocks required to take your cake decorating skills to the next level. And that's not all. Each programme is accredited by FDQ, a leading UK organisation for the food industry. to welcome you on the Cakeflix Master Programme.
Now, if you feel that your modeling is not very strong while you're working on it, what you can do is place it back on the support you made earlier, okay? So that you are sure the head is still correctly supported and it doesn't fall, okay? So now we're going to make the freckles and the crest, because he's a punk. So I'm going to take a little dark blue gum paste. And I don't know if you were there last time, I made freckles for his girlfriend, for Jessica, the hermit crab. And it was a very easy process. We just needed a little blue gum paste, rolling it. With my rolling pin, I'm making a very thin layer of gum paste. Okay, I'm aiming at obtaining exactly the same size for my freckles. So for my acne, I think he has acne because he's not very good looking. So I'm going to get a piece of plastic wrap, okay, that I'm going to place above, like so. And with a piping tip number 3, I am going to make my little spots. And you will see that if I don't go too strong, the little balls or the little spots of blue gum paste stay under my plastic wrap. You see, now I'm going to press, and all my little freckles are going to fall on my working surface. Now I'm going to use a little water and my magic tool to place them on the cheeks of my modeling. So I'm going to take here, I want to make 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to place 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to do the same on the other side. And there it is. There it is. Sly has acne now. Or freckles if you want. And now I'm going to make my little crest. I'm going to take back the gum paste, the blue gum paste that I had. This is a very easy step, you see. I'm going to make a ball. I'm going to take my rolling pin with the big rings. Okay, and I am going to roll something a little thick. Okay. I'm going to take my cutters and I want to cut one like this, and I want to make a kind of shape of a crest, so very thin on one end and quite thick on the other end, like so. Okay, this is more or less the crest that I want. This I can keep away, and with a cutter I want to make a sharper angle. Okay, like so, and with a tool that can be this one, I am going to texture as if it was hair, as if it was a crest on one side and on the other side. Okay. So now I have my crest. I am going to add a tiny bit of water underneath, and I am going to place it, oops, I am going to place it right between the eyes here. Okay, it is moving a little. I'm going to place it back here, and with the Dresden tool, there it is. I've placed my crest. Okay, I don't know if you can see it properly, but Sly is getting naughtier and naughtier. So now we are going to add more funny details to Sly. Okay, going to need a little white gum paste and a little gray gum paste, very little. As usual, we're going to knead very well the paste. Okay, roll it inside our hand to make a nice ball with no cracks or nothing. Same with the gray gum paste. As you see, it's quite light gray. I prepared this color because I'm going to paint it silver, and I want the color of my paste to almost match my silver paint, so that if I don't cover it properly, it doesn't show. Okay, so now I have this. I'm going to take my rolling pin with the small rings, and I'm going to roll, not too thin, but a little thin, my white gum paste and my gray gum paste. With my blade from the white gum paste, I want to make teeth. So I'm going to cut very randomly, kind of small trapeze. Here there is one. I'm going to make a second one. Like, I don't want the same size, so I'm going to go for this. Okay, we have two very small trapeze. On the gray gum paste, I want a stripe of gray gum paste, more or less 1/3 the height of our teeth. Okay, with the other side of the blade, the side that doesn't cut, I'm going to press right in the middle, like so. Okay, this is what I'm aiming at. Okay, I'm going to cut two squares, one here and two. Okay, this one is not exactly a square. Now it is a square. Okay, I've got those two squares. So I'm not storing it right now. I brush a little water on the teeth, and with my magic tool I'm going to grab my little squares. I want the stripe to be horizontal. Okay, like so. And I'm going to place more or less the teeth as I will want them to be, which will be probably this. I'm going to just brush very little water to make them stick together. We really don't want anything regular, we want something funny. And now I'm going to take very little grey gum paste again, and I'm going to make a very thin wire, so I really don't need much. Okay, just rolling in the palm of my hand with my index finger, I'm going to get a kind of wire. Okay, so this is what I need. I'm going to cut more or less the size between the two teeth. This is more or less what I need. I'm going to brush a little water inside the stripe we made earlier, and I'm going to take this wire and place it inside. Okay, like so. This side is a little too long, so I'm just going to cut it here. Okay, here they are. You have teeth with braces. Well, those teeth with braces, we are going to put them to slide. Okay, I'm going to brush a little water just here on the inside. There we are. It's a bit tricky, but don't worry. See? There it is. And now we are off to the commercial of my adorable sponsor, Bake It Yourself in Colombo, Sri Lanka. One stop for all your cakey needs. Back some grey paste, grey gum paste, and I'm going to make a string. So you can begin rolling with your index finger inside the palm of your hand, and then you can proceed on the workspace, on the work surface. And I'm going to cut three lines more or less the same size. This one might be a little too short, so I'm going to take this one and the last one. Okay, I've got those three. I can store away my grey gum paste. I'm just going to give it a last roll. Okay, because cutting it got a little thicker on the two ends, and that's not what we are looking for. Okay, now you must wonder what this is. Well, these are piercings. With my midi ball tool, I'm going to make holes because it will look much better if we make holes. I'm going to make a hole here. Okay, I need to be very gentle. A second hole. I don't want to go all the way through. I'm just pressing a little. Okay, I've just made two. I'm going to make another one here and another one here on the small eyes, on the small eye. Also very gentle. This is fragile. One and two. Okay, here they are. I'm going to brush a little bit of water inside these holes. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so now this is probably the trickiest part. I'm going to take my little strings and place them inside the little holes. So I'm going to put one end inside the hole, curve it, okay, and with my rubber shaper I am going to curve it so that it sticks inside the mouth. Once it's placed, I'm going to give it a nice shape. Now I'm going to work on it so that it looks really circular. Okay. And I'm going to put the ones on the other side on the eye. Place one string inside. I'm going to place the other one. It's a little thinner here. Okay. Curve it so that it enters the second hole we made, which was under. I don't know if you remember. Okay, and once it's there, I'm giving it a rounded shape. I'm just going to make another one a little funny. I want two very small balls, like so. Okay, and I'm going to place them on the other eye here. Next. 1 and 2. So Sly has another piercing. So now last detail I need to make are the eyebrows. I'm going to take a very tiny piece of black gum paste, roll it as we usually do very well, roll it with a rolling pin with a thinner rings. I want to make a kind of triangular shape, okay, like so and like so. More or less this is the shape I want for my eyebrows. Okay, here they are. I want to check a little the size I want for my eyebrows. Okay, I think this will be enough for the small ones, and for the big ones I think I need a little more, which would be like this. I am going to brush a little water on the eyes and I'm going to place the eyebrows so when they stick, I'm going to stick them first and once they are in place I'm just going to move them around in the position I want. Okay, for example, okay, this position, and here this position. So now the last thing I want to make is to paint my piercings. I'm going to use silver paint from Rainbow Dust, okay, but you can use any silver dust mixed with a little vodka, for example, or a little alcohol, and a very fine brush. And to help me, I'm going to use a little foam pad because I'm going to put this very horizontal, okay. Give it a nice mix. And you'll see why it is important to have the paste gray, because we're going to paint this silver, okay? And as it is almost the same shade, okay, if I miss a piece, it won't show. So here we go. This is finished, okay. We have made everything colored in silver. So here's a step I almost forgot, and that is totally optional, but Sly is a badass and he will want some tattoos. So I'm not very good at freehanding drawings on modelings, so I'm going to make a trick, and I will use plunger cutter. I'm choosing stars, but you can choose hearts, you can choose any shape you want. And I will use a Blackfoot pen, and I will just pass Blackfoot paint here on the plunger cutters. And I will take my modeling and I will just press a little bit on the side so that the drawing is there or almost there. 2 and 3. Okay, so that I know more or less where I am going. And now with my Blackfoot paint, I am going to draw my little stars. One. So there we are. Sly has tattoos. And now I'm very excited because our project is coming together. We just want to make Sly's shell, so we decided to put a cupcake on it. So I've got my cute cupcake here. I chose a nice cupcake liner that is matching my modeling. I am going to take a toothpick that I'm going to break in two. Okay. This is optional. I think the cupcake would hold by itself, but I don't want to make any chance, so I'm going to put one here and a second here. Okay. I'm going to choose what is the nicest side of my cupcake, and I am going to prick my cupcake on the toothpicks, like so. Now it's like this. I'm going to press a little. Okay. Like so. And there it is. Our project is now finished. My cupcake is pretty secure. So that's all for today. Our cupcake project is complete. We have made our badass Sly the Sea Snail. Remember, this cupcake project is adaptable to any type of character you like. You can make it any color you like. But most importantly, now Jessica the hermit crab is reunited with her boyfriend. How cute they are together. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I see you within 2 weeks here on Cake Flix for yet another crazy cupcake video. Bye bye everybody! If you're still hungry for cupcakes, head to my blog uncupcakeladition with 2ds.fr. It's in French, but you'll be just fine. It has a translate feature. You can also follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Bye bye!